Well, there is no one size fits all when it comes to life insurance. And then we sometimes often wonder, well, how much is enough? What do we do? What kind do we get? How does that all work? And how does it really work for me? Well, we're going to find out a little bit more on how we can do that just in a few moments. How about that? Well, hello. Welcome to Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. And I am your host, Ayanna Smith. And I am a financial professional insurance broker. And I help people in a multiplicity of ways. When we started out, you probably didn't hear my audio. I noticed that it wasn't on. But nevertheless, I pretty much just shared what I'm going to get into tonight, that there is not a one size fits all for when we're looking at life insurance, because there's a one size fits you, and your family, and you as an individual. So we're going to talk a little bit about that this evening. And when you're watching your replay or listening to the replay, please make sure that you share it out and hit your hashtag replays. We're so excited that people are coming on and doing what they need to do and all that good stuff. And we're just ready to go and jump right in, because this month is Life Insurance Awareness Month. You may see that hashtag LIAM 2022, and you see it going on for year after year, because September is that time frame where it's Life Insurance Awareness Month, where we really talk about it. Not that I don't talk about it any other time, because I am always on the wall talking about life insurance, because here we go. We connected with the mantra that I have for the show. Money is always talking, even if we aren't talking about it. And it is something that we must talk about, and must be very intentional on being about our business when it comes to life insurance. So pretty much my opener was, there's no one size fits all when it comes to life insurance. And then it's like, how much life insurance do we need? How much coverage is needed? How much coverage is based on the individual, the families that we serve? What do you think? Give me some feedback. What do you think? What do you know? And so we're going to have a bit of insight on that this evening and talk about that, because I saw a great post. That shared and asked some questions and asked some questions about what do we think we need. And here we go. Well, we're looking at how much we need, what do we need, and it being Life Insurance Awareness Month. I say every day of the year should be Life Insurance Awareness Day, the whole entire year, 365 days, 366 if it's leap year, because we always should have that on our mind and be intentional about being covered, getting the proper coverage, being properly protected, and making sure that not only we have something to put us away and think about when we're putting ourselves in a burial state, because sometimes that shudders people, that makes people uncomfortable, it makes them uneasy, it makes them say, hey, I really don't want to talk about that, because that means I'm going to pass away. But you know what? Even if we don't talk about it, we're still going to pass away. And unfortunately, some of our loved ones and some of our friends passed away and did not have things in place. But here is the good news. We don't have to do that, and we don't have to have that narrative. Let's change our mindset and our narrative so that we can nail this thing and get our life insurance and make sure we have something to leave a legacy, but to build while we are here. Who wants to know more about how to build your money while you are still living? Who wants to know more about having living benefits? Oh my goodness, while we are still here, because life insurance is just that. We often go straight to the demise and the end of people's life. But if we really look at the two words that are put together, life insurance, It is ensuring the life of that person while we are living life. Because do you know that life insurance now can cover things such as heart attack, cancer, stroke, if you get sick? And people always look to disability insurances, but sometimes you have to look very closely when you're talking about disability insurances, because those disability benefits sometimes function as income. And we know that anything that functions as income can be taxed by our favorite uncle, Uncle Sam. And with that, he wants his portion, because he said, I gave you or allowed you to get this portion of money. So now you have to pay your taxes on it because it was supplementing your income. And here is the thing: when we are able to learn how life insurance really works and understand that life insurance is a structured vehicle that the wealthy has been using forever and a day. Yes, they have a 401k. Yes, they have a 403b, 457, all of those things, the IRAs and all those things like that. But those things they know are going to be taxed, because every piece of money that goes into those types of vehicles are monitored and are taxed. And the things that go into the vehicles of life insurance, the way that contract is structured, it is structured so that the money that grows inside of it, what we call capital gains, if you will, when we're looking at stocks and different things, and our IRAs and our traditional IRAs and our 401ks and 403bs as such, and 457s and TSPs included, it's all invested in the stock market. And those capital gains are going to be taxed. So, and not knocking that vehicle, but once we really learn how the life insurance works and is structured and is set up, that it is not only available to build money for long term, but we also have some strategies and structures that can be built into what we call infinite banking, where you are able to borrow money borrow money up to the amount of money you have inside of that policy to utilize to pay off bills and debt that you have, while you're borrowing that from the bank, while your money is still growing interest. So it's going to outpace all day what you could save up for if you just amass and put money in front loading. You will be able to basically take advantage of growing your money and saving your money all at the same time, while being able to take care of the things you need to take care of, if it's bills, debt, or long-term protection and allocations, and having the opportunity to be able to have the income payments, the what we say disbursements, provided on the side when you structure your life insurance policies, so that it can supplement your retirement. It can supplement real estate deals. It can supplement the things that, like buying cars for your children, supplementing their college tuition, their books. It's helping them, and even if they don't want to go to college, helping them to start their first business. You can see money to them because it has grown in a structured manner that has been tax free. Who doesn't want to know about that? So that's why I said Life Insurance Awareness Month is such a powerful month, because it's looking at and understanding now that life insurance is not just that old dated type of outlook where it was in my community, where the little man came to my grandmother's house and got that premium. It almost seemed like they came by every week. I don't know what they were doing, but they came by very often. But I remember the man coming to the door, and my mama, going to the door and taking care of that, pretty much taking care of that premium each month, and saying, okay, I got some insurance. So I saw that, so I knew. But you know what? Here's the thing: sometimes we were not talked to in depth about how it worked. And so we just knew that somebody needed to have a policy when somebody passed away, but we didn't know those inner workings, that this is money that, that the big wigs like the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts and all those people that, we're like, oh, that's them, not us. Absolutely, it's us. If we have a mind and we have a brain, here is the time to dig in and let's talk about how we can stretch out and build our money even in these economic times. It's about becoming our own economy, and we can become our own economy while we are building and learning how to maneuver through the vehicle of life insurance. Yes, life insurance for the cost and pretty much a day that we put out absolutely, that we put out on looking at buying the things that we like to buy and drinking the drinks we like to drink and riding the cars we like to ride. If we will reallocate just a little bit, tweak and stretch out, yes, it can be all of us. We can stretch out a bit and put those monies into a structured plan. It would amaze you on how much you already have in your budget. Or you think, I can't do it. Yes, you can. We can do it. It's about sitting down and looking at what's going in and coming out. And here's the thing. Oftentimes I share this. I said, we really like to have, and me included, have that ostrich in the head in the sand mentality. Meaning that, we think that, oh, it can't be for us. Yes, it can be for us. We can all do this if we sit down and just lay out a plan. So I'm inviting you, of course, complimentary consultation. Here we are. We are worldwide. Life insurance doesn't know any barriers. We're worldwide, all over the U.S. territories and all that, to be able to help you to get from coast to coast with your money and getting it right and starting out. If you don't qualify for the life insurance, maybe you have a grandchild, maybe you have a child. It is time now to get our 20 somethings and our 30 somethings in the throes of this thing and moving, because we can do more than we think we can. What you already put out there, you don't even miss it. And you realize and look back and say, oh my goodness, my money has grown like this. Absolutely. The more money you put in, the more money that can compound. And here's the thing, compound interest is no joke. Think about it in your credit card realm. Sometimes you say, well, when am I going to ever pay off these credit cards? Well, it's because of the compound interest. If you're paying something that's 20%, that means that's 20 cents on each dollar that you borrow. Think about if you're able to then get a return of maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% on your money that you've put in, compounded over top of the years, on top of years, like you say, amortization. When you think about a mortgage, if that's working for you, look at what we can build, look at what we can have. And it's all about understanding, learning, growing, sitting down and talking to someone who can help you walk through. So let me give you some things that will kind of help you on. We talked about there's no one size fits all with life insurance, and how much is needed and what types are needed and all of that based on the individual. Sometimes you need to, it's based on your age. So we know it's based on the age of a person. It is also based on sometimes the health. There are some insurances that I help people with, like let me run down a list on what I help people with. On the list of final expense, so that is most of the time a policy that will be for the final expenditures at the end of your life, okay? But then I also help people with what we call the whole life. Whole life is going to build some cash. It's going to build some money. It's a way to, as I talked about earlier, that infinite banking, able to fuse in, and you borrow money on top of the money that you've already put in. Your money is there and you're getting the money from the bank up to the amount that you have placed into that policy and supercharged it. And then you're able to take care of things that you want to take care of. Then we also have the longer term strategies, which will come in with our index universal life and the ULs, the universal life policies that will allow you to build, and build. And then over 10 plus years, sometimes up to 15, then you're able to take that money out tax free and still have a death benefit while you have your living benefits. So living benefits, meaning heart attack, cancer, stroke. You can't move, transfer, toilet, feed, bathe yourself, clothe yourself. Those living benefits kick in. That's something that is very much needed, because I have a guest that's going to be coming in a few weeks. So stay tuned, because there's some guests coming on Money Talks, because we have to talk about money and how the insurance interconnects with the very things we do from day to day, people. They're coming, and we're excited because they're going to share some things with you. But I had a talk because I had a concern from a person that's in the healthcare industry, and they said, and I hope I get this age bracket right, thereabout. They said that the main people who are really having the hardest time in the nursing homes now are between the ages of, I think they said 45. Yeah, I said 45 and like 64. And so that age group is really getting hit because people are stressed out and people need help and they don't know where to get it. And here is the thing. People say, I have health insurance. That's wonderful if you have health insurance. But health insurance will only go so far because health insurance is about stipulations. They will give you a certain time frame. They say within these amount of weeks, you need to be up and moving. I don't care what's happened to you. You need to be up and moving. Had a person, we talked about it, said they had a stroke. And here's the thing. Because this person was in their 40s, had a stroke, couldn't work. So therefore, where's the income? So this is where the living benefits comes in. Please hear me and hear me well. We need to have a discussion today. Here's where the living benefits come in. And if you qualify for them, they are needed like right now, like not yesterday, right now. We need to get those things in place because that person at 45 years old, they're too old to get support from, let's say, like a children's hospital, because 18 is the cutoff, right? And then they're too young to get any Medicare and Medicaid and things like that because they don't fall into the age bracket. So here we are, most of us that are listening, and we're falling in that middle part where if we have not prepared for ourselves and if we have not gotten things in order, we're going to be hurting seriously because we don't have the support monetarily. You cannot work if you have a stroke. You are not back to full capacity. If you have a stroke, if you have heart attack, you are not back to full capacity to do your job and your duties. But here's the thing: the healthcare people will say you're going to have to get out of here if you don't have any money to support your care and staying in this nursing home or this rehabilitation facility for up to maybe 10, 14 days. After that, you have to go. And if you have someone at home, and if you're single and you don't have anyone at home, that's even more horrifying. I understand that category. And if you do have someone at home, they will even take, going back to that story about that person I'm speaking of, they're 45 years old. And because they had a 10-year-old, I think, and a 13-year-old, I think, at home, they said that was help. Are you for real? And are you kidding me right now with that? How can children help a really kind of disabled person? How can they help? No, this is when we need to have our ducks in a row, our strategies in order, and having our living benefits and our long-term care and things of that nature so that we can stay in the facility if we need it. You know, we make sure that we insure our phones. If, oh my goodness, God forbid, we get a cracked screen on our cell phone, we're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. God forbid if we get in a car accident and can't make it through, and we say, oh my God, we don't have any car insurance. What are we going to do? God forbid we don't have any car insurance, but we will walk around here shuddering, scared to death. I don't want to talk about. I remember I had a person that I talked to one time, and they said, I don't want to talk about life insurance because that means you're going to die. Okay, well, we already know that we don't have to talk about it ever. And people are leaving here every day. And they're leaving here in such a dishonorable way if they could have gotten something in place ahead of time. You know, we can't get it when we need it. We need to have it before we get there. And that's my plight and my plea, and no ploys or anything. It's just, let's sit down and talk. We can talk via Zoom. We can talk face to face. I have an office we can come to and sit down and be closed doors and share out your secrets about your money. because I function like the doctor. I can't talk about what you don't want me to talk about. I cannot do that. I have a responsibility to make sure that I go through everything with you and get you to understand what's going to work for you. As I said, let's go on a little further. We have individuals based on getting insurance by age, health, income, current financial situation, number of dependents, and then and think about it. I think I read a statistic somewhere that said people will get insurance maybe 2 to 3 times in their life because see, things change. Things change. You need more, you need less, you need different types. And here's the time to move forward, because some people get married, they get divorced, they have children, they have grandchildren, and they want those people covered. They want themselves covered. They want to add on more, because you don't have to stick with one policy. You build on as you continue to grow in your monetary status. And this is the thing, change in income. And so based on these considerations, the rule of thumb, let me give you this before we go on our descent. The rule of thumb is to have enough life insurance, because some people say, what's enough? Let's answer our question for tonight. How much is enough? We need to have approximately 10 times our annual household income. So that probably, I would endeavor to say or ask this question: does that mean that we need to have more insurance? Do we have enough insurance? Or should we consider getting more? Should we consider really taking an evaluation and going through what we have? Would we need to consider that? So basically, listen to this. It says, for example, if the current household income totals $50,000, consider having a total of $500,000 in life insurance protection. Now, that would I say be for each person. If it's a spouse involved, have it covered for each person, because if one person passes away, that money still has to kick in. Because here's the thing, I'll ask you another question. When a person passes away, does their salary continue to come into the bank account? Well, we already know, no, it doesn't. Now, if there's some things set up like retirement and things of those natures, that where you have the money that was some benefits that's going to come to that spouse, yes, of course, what is going to continue to hit your account. But just a regular job, that money is going to stop when that person's Social Security is attached to that W-2. That's it. They don't get any more. No more money. Said, but we need more, right? Thank you. Right. You're saying you need more insurance. Absolutely. And most of the time we don't even think about it, because what we do, because insurance is such an intangible type thing, we'll get that packet and we'll put that thing in the drawer. Not many. Okay, right? Get the packet, get the policy, sign the paperwork, put it in the drawer. Don't really know what we have sometimes. Don't look back at it year after year. I usually try to make sure that I am touching bases with my clients, or at least talking to them and say, hey, we need to get back together. We need to talk a little more. Have some changes happen? What's going on? Do we need to basically do some tuning up? Because we put those things away and that's it. We just don't even think about it. And then when a crisis happens, oftentimes we're so stressed out, we can't even remember where the policies are. We don't even know if they're still good or not. And the travesty and the most hurtful thing is that I have experienced where people have checked and said, do we have something in place? And then the answer was, no, we tried to get things back together, but they didn't keep it in order, or they made it. Yeah, we don't want those stories. Not anybody that's listening and that will listen and share this. Nobody's going to be in that position, because we're going to talk and have a conversation. And if you don't want to talk to me, please talk to somebody. I'm pleading this thing like, when we talk about get your mental health in order, get your financial health in order. We have to get this thing in order. It has to be in order. It's like, I think oftentimes the things that make us shudder the most are the most important, because what happens is it makes us look in the mirror. And I know it does for me. So I'm going to talk about me. When I have to look in the mirror, I'm like, woo, okay, I might need to fix this. But I also had to bite the bullet and make sure that in the event, I talked about having 10 times the salary. Okay, I did that. But then I had to look at, I have student loans. And you know, the hot topics have been about the student loan forgiveness. Well, they haven't even made a drop for the student loan forgiveness that I got degrees for. That's just ridiculous. Okay. I thought I was going to degree my way to financial freedom. Not so. But nevertheless, I'm thankful and I'm grateful. But the thing was, I said, you know what? I'm going to really have to put this thing in order and perspective. And yes, I'll cover my salary, but I need to cover in the event of I have the student loans left here, that my family won't have to be in a total tailspin, and I have enough insurance to cover that as well. And I know they'll be sad, but at least they won't be sad twice, sad and mad and upset and ready to, just say, what in the world, Ayanna, did you do? You left us alone, ALONE, and then you left us alone, ALOAN. So we don't want to do that. We want to leave people in a place that they can, even through their tears, know that we left a legacy and we left a letter, and we left some, we left some real nuggets here. not a bunch of mess, right? Okay, so I will say this. I'm going to close out with this, because I think that it's a book that I have been looking at and reading, and you may want, they're not paying me a thing for it, okay? But it's called What Would the Rockefellers Do? And this book really puts some things in perspective on how we need to think, because mindset is the first thing. Now I need to go back and lose some more pounds. I'm going to put it on it, but see, it's mindset, because if I still like to drink sugary drinks, it's going to be a little harder. And then, age, there again, it sounds like qualifications for life insurance. Age changes some things of the way you lose weight. and there's some more things that change the way you lose weight, metabolism and all that. So here we go. We have to attack it in a different way. But the first thing is attacking it with our mindset. So here is the thing. It says this, when we're talking about building wealth, something that stuck out with me, it says, it is not only possible to have lots of money and be spiritual, but wealth and spirituality go hand in hand. So I would say this, there is no way we can sit here and not have a conversation with ourselves about the condition of the state that we are in when we're looking at how much life insurance we need. This is Life Insurance Awareness Month. It's Life Insurance Awareness Year. I say it is all the way necessary for us to really evaluate, really sit down with ourselves, and then get with a professional, a licensed professional, who has to do right by you and help you get things in order and coach you through. Let's look at the way we are looking at things. What do we currently have? Because sometimes we're not in a worse predicament that we think. It's just we have not thought about it to even know where we are. That's the main thing. And it's just a few tweaks that need to happen, and learn how to build and grow and change our mind for the better. It's not a death sentence. It's really life, living on earth and living well, but learning the strategies. Where I always tell people, I say, oh no, you're smart. It's just you have to get the right things. There we go with that weight again. Not that we don't need to eat, but it's eating the things that are working for us or against us. And that's a specific thing. You have to learn what works for you or against you. Same thing with this life insurance. Learning how to tweak and make the necessary turns and changes so that you can benefit yourself and benefit your family. Well, it's been real. It's been great. And I look forward to seeing you in the upcoming weeks. And like I said, we're going to have some guests coming in here, really showing us how important it is for this life insurance to work for us, and how we can build a legacy and leave a lasting impression where we won't ever look. forever be remembered. And so I would love for you to make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Some people are watching on the YouTube channel, and then connect with me at Ask Ayanna _Financial Pro, and also Facebook business channel. And we just want to make sure that we are absolutely doing what we need to do and having what we need to do. All right. Yes, please catch the replay. Please, please, please do. And make sure that you connect with me. This has been Ayanna Smith, Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. And I am your savvy money strategist. And I am excited because I know we're looking forward to elevating and moving up together. You all have a great one and be well.